Hi and welcome back to probably basically episode 1 of Get That Clutter Free. If you haven't watched the intro, it's pretty long. You're welcome to watch it, but I explained about these shelves, so I won't get into that again here. But I just watched something and I heard somebody say about sentimental items that we have to be realistic with ourselves because we could attach meaning to any item. What's really meaningful, and to not attach any sentimental value to something just because you don't want to let go of it, which I don't feel like that's been happening. So I feel like I have been real with myself, but I've shown in the intro what this is looking like. So I feel like something's been happening. I'm not sure how to report on it yet, but a little bit of a change I feel like has been happening. Ooh, by the way, my Spanish thing. So I probably won't need that book actually. But it's a little bit of a mindset shift, I think, or it has begun to happen, because I'm becoming clear that I think books are simply something that is important to me. And in my dream world, I would have more space for my books. So I had already tried to declutter too many and have decluttered too many, more than I had thought was right for me or comfortable, or more than only what didn't bring me joy. And pain is such a weird word for it, but for want of a better one, it pains me a little bit every time I see this bookshelf, because I feel that they're missing. And it's strange how it feels almost like an extension of yourself has been lost. So I know that isn't true, but on an emotional level, it kind of feels like that. And I feel like I don't want to do that to myself again. So I really want to be careful with which books I let go of. By the way, there's 2 I'm probably letting go of. I just haven't read them yet. I thought they were going to be really interesting, but I didn't like the beginning of this, and I didn't even get into this yet, and I just don't feel like reading them, so I might let go of those. But so I realized I want to make more space for books than any of the other clutter around here. So I guess I'll just have to, maybe that's accepting the limits, what she was saying in the in decluttering at the speed of life. But and my husband was saying we could get something for here, like another shelving unit, and it would even be great because then I could put my makeup drawers on top of it, and this one too, and then it would all make more sense. And this one would be gone, and I realized there's still space in here, so putting something in there that actually needs a home makes it make more sense, rather than just a collection drawer, of things that are just random. And there was so the jewelry, while I'm trying to declutter, while I haven't decluttered it yet, until I decide what happens to it, it can go in there. And these were returns, so this is only my clothing, so then because it's not dirty enough yet to wash it, so I kind of wore it once or twice, and then like a couple times actually. But then that would that makes sense, like that needs a place, because I won't put it back in my wardrobe when it's worn. So until it gets washed, I just keep it there until I have like why am I saying this, but opportunity to wear them and then wash them. So that won't really be a disturbance like this bag is, that doesn't really belong there. So what was I saying? But technically there would be space for that, but I felt like if we start making the excuse, even if it is a good reason, but if we start growing the space, then what do you do when you once again end up with too many things? Like, I feel like I need to declutter rather than sorting it out with storage, even if we currently have the opportunity and the space to grow a little bit, which might be nice. But I wanted to see what I can do. And so I realized where my priorities lie, and I think that's a vital thing to know, even for you if you're watching this with decluttering for yourself in mind. Maybe that's what it is, because that was what was missing. Books are important to me, so I want to give them the space that I wanted them to have. So you have to release something. You have to make the cut somewhere. You have to let something go to create that space. So knowing where our priorities lie apparently really helps, because then you can give whatever you want want to have the most priority to those specific things, and not have it be random. I always kind of thought, yeah, I want to have more space for books, but I can't have it. Well, I can if I slim down something else. So I'm just reading the word slim right there. Slim down. Well, and I realized there are books here, so it's like I already have half another bookshelf that I hadn't realized I had. So what if I put all of this in one? Or once I free this space up, maybe the treasure chest that doesn't even fit in properly anyway can go here, which would be cute. And then I have another bookshelf pretty much. And I have to put this in here. And then I'll probably swap them out, maybe. And all those stray books could then go there. And it would end up making more sense. Even though some of them belong, like this one belongs here, the whole fantasy books, and this one kind of belongs with them because they're kind of old books. This one, the orange one and this one are actually the same. This is English, this is German, and Old High German. I think Old High German? No, what am I saying? Is it Old High German? Middle High German? I don't know how you translate it. But that's one thing that I wanted to share. And then the next thing, priorities. It's just important to know. I don't want this video to drag out. For some reason they always do, and I don't like to decide it in editing a lot because it makes me kind of procrastinate. It makes me kind of think back and forth for a long time and then not bring the video out. I saw this. It's this little notebook. And I thought, well, this was like the first thing where I thought, well, this could probably technically go. I love the picture, but I don't utilize it the way I would have maybe done in my youth. And it's not from my youth. It's quite a lot newer, but the whole imagery totally reminds me of my youth, and the whole being into fantasy and everything. You can probably see how it really fits in. It even looks like that fairy right there, or like it could be an image in one of those books, or even the cover image of this, and it's like it totally fits in. I felt like maybe I was starting to let go of my youth just a tiny little bit. I mean, it's over and I won't come back. No, like, I don't know. It's pretty sad to say it that way, but I want to carry forth, the hopefulness, and like, I mean, I'm okay with things being important to me, but I just don't know anymore what is the right thing to do, but I don't utilize it because I wanted it to be something that I can have in my bag, that if maybe stories come to my mind or something, I can jot down some notes so that it's like an emergency notepad, but I feel like they just grow old in my bag, and actually I haven't really used it, so this might be, because I was thinking, I like it, I love it, or like it a lot, but I don't love it as much as this one, for example, or something that I love even more, like this book. So I was gonna place it to my notebooks for now, so I can review later if I really won't use it, but I feel like I could probably do without that, and it just kind of, I think it would feel right to have just a little bit fewer things, just to make it make a little bit more sense. And if I find anything that I think I can let go, I will place it in this box for now. quite possibly this will, how do you say, not be, hopefully not be enough anymore further towards the end of this, but just for now. And I think I already took this one out. It's cute. I gotta have found that. But it's not really a color I love, so I think I'll just place it in the box. And then I had taken this one. And I just have to make it work give less space to the things that mean a little bit less to me, and make it work somehow. If it makes more sense to me. So it's teaching me about my priorities in my life, even if it's in relation to stuff. But I love books for a reason, because I love reading and I love writing, and I love writing even more than reading. They were so inspirational to me over the years. So that's really meaningful about who I am as a person. So I feel like that's what really means something in life. That's the true meaning of things, of stuff, of objects. It's really who we are and what we're about and why they are in our lives. And I'm realizing this as I'm saying it, to an extent. So it's really about us as people and persons in general, like other people whom we want to have in our lives, with whom we exchange energy, whom we have to do within our lives, and all of it is a reflection of who we are. So that's why it's great to know what really deserves, space in my life. And I was almost going to say a lot of space, like what really deserves how much space in my life. I feel like how much space I give something in my life is really kind of equivalent to how much space it will be given physically on the outside of me. If you think about wanting, and it's funny because I'm actually wanting to make more space for writing in my future, like not in my future, but in my future starting from now. I've already started, but in the future that starts in the present, where you're actually gonna do something to get there. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of realistic. And it's so cool that I'm realizing it as I'm saying it. I didn't want to drag this video out, but maybe just a few things. So I was trying. I have already decluttered my hairbands, and I really like them, and I didn't want to have to do this, but I feel like there are some colors that I could live without, and maybe I'll have to sell them on or something. They were also presents, and I didn't want to have to do this, but I mean, I need to do something. And I looked at my jewelry, like this is jewelry, and then I have more in here, as you know. So I'm looking at it, it's like, it's kind of enough jewelry to have for a lady, but for a woman. But I mean, also I'm realizing that jewelry is probably the second thing that I want to give priority to, like the second most priority. I'm gonna look through here just because it doesn't really bring me so much joy, even though it's functional joy, so it probably will stay, but I'm just gonna have to look through everything. But if this really was, where is it? This guy, the beginning of kind of letting go of my youth, I don't know whether it was, because it also stems from my youth, how important telling stories through writing was to me, but which is definitely something I want to keep, as I mentioned, but maybe there's things I can let go of and allow to remain in the past, like that maybe that time has done its job, if that makes sense, to teach me about who I was and what my dreams are. That's such a beautiful time. I think it can be difficult for a lot of us to kind of let go of that, and I'm not sure if it's right to, because I do want to have optimism about my future and dreams and things and hope, but maybe I can have that anyway in a very adult way. So not the way you're thinking. No, I'm joking. So great. I don't want to make really long pauses because I don't want to make this video endlessly long, but I think this is a good start to make here. Oh, I thought about this. I love it, you know, but I haven't used it in a long time, and we have another one where we collect coins, so maybe I can place that there, and that one is more of a box rather than something to put money in. We just kind of physically open the lid and put the money in. So maybe I'll repurpose that box as something I had originally considered, like maybe jewelry or something, but I also have enough there, and I don't know, I just don't want to let go of the box either, but it might make more sense to have it there because I haven't really used it. Maybe if it's visible there close to the entrance, then maybe I'll kind of remember to use it. And if you have any come home with any loose change, you can use it. This thing is really cool as an idea, but then in practice, like in theory, it's really, really cool in theory, but in practice, it didn't really work so well. Every little page, you have to push this down, turn the page, put it up, and if anything, you end up ripping the page or something. And several books don't fit on because they're too big or maybe even too small, but it almost falls off and doesn't really stay put. And I really wanted this to work, which is why I still have it. I still want it to work, and this is one where I'm finding it a little bit difficult at the moment to declutter it, but it could be one to consider in the future, because why do I have it if I don't use it? Like, I want to be using it. I want it to work. I still want it to work. I still haven't let go of the idea of this. Because, in a way, it seemed like it was going to do a lot of work for you, which is great. Like, I kind of, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, well, I've always felt like I don't want to have to be holding the book all the time by myself. Sometimes just your hand falls asleep or something. You don't have to bother holding the pages open. Something's doing that for you. But then you have to place it somewhere. So you can't be sitting anywhere comfortably. Ideally, it would be a surface where you can place this on and everything. I need to review this. But it was just such a fun thing to have. I want this to work. Don't know if I'm ready. But yeah, I feel like this video is getting a little bit long. So maybe I'll leave it at that, but these are some of the thoughts I've started to have in ways of hopefully improving this space. So I'm kind of getting excited to how it will look, but also, yeah, I know I'll be having to make some choices that I might not be very happy to have to be making, but you know, you can't have it all. But at least I know what's important to me now, and that books and what they stand for in my life are. Well, I'll see you in the next part. Oh, probably, okay, one thing I haven't really talked about, like my upbringing and my relationship stuff when I was younger and how that possibly influenced me and things. And maybe explain why I had so much of it. And that might be a good part to do, which could have been part of the intro, but wasn't, because I didn't even think of it, but the intro is long enough. So I mean, I don't mind long videos if you guys don't mind, but I just want to try and keep it concise on things. And then, what else was I going to say? Well, this was going to be, well, oh, that I probably won't be able to, like, update you on every little mindset shift or little movement in my brain, what I'm realizing, or every little movement of stuff where I change things around and shift them, and sometimes they might just be like an after view of things or like this kind of things. I thought maybe I could do like a weekly update on how things have been going, because time wise, and also like it wouldn't make sense because it could be random that you're lying in bed in the evening like, oh, I have an epiphany, like, oh, you know, this is like, I had not expected myself to be getting anywhere, especially so fast after the intro, that maybe there is some realization that actually helped me change things a little bit towards where I would like them to be. And I don't even know if I want them, because there's this part of me that clings to things and kind of wants to just hold on to what I have here. But I realized how some things are much more important even than something cute like this. So, and I thought, you know, if I really wanted one, I could easily repurchase one, and maybe it won't be an exact image like this, but I could try to find something like that. Why not? Like, if I really needed one. Oh, I probably won't remember. I don't know if that's very clear here. Also, sorry for the lighting. It's kind of evening. Here you go. I could try and remember the name or something. Write it down and then you can find it. In fact, I could even, this used to sometimes help me. It might be a little bit of a tip for you. It might make things harder at times, but if you just check online and maybe like a go-to website, you have like maybe eBay for me it's kind of eBay. You can kind of find a lot of different things on eBay. Somebody might be reselling what you are, you know, what you think you're dearly missing because you decluttered it by mistake or something. I could go ahead and check online for something like this, how easily it is available, and in a lot of cases you will find that it's easily available, so that may help you in letting go of it. But then also there may be the cases where you don't find it, and hopefully that doesn't really stop you from letting it go. That might be the only little mini risk that you may be taking, but I'm seeing this video grow ever longer and longer. So some parts may be not as extensive as this one. It's easier for me to make longer videos for some reason. I could just keep talking forever. So some things might just be like an after shot and me just decluttering by myself. And like sometimes I find that when I'm on my own and not under the pressure of feeling like I have to say something to the camera so you guys know what's going on, and there are no boring pauses, that it helps me to think a little bit more deeply or clearly, and I can just focus and can just take my time as I need it. And so we'll see how it goes. But yay, there's not only an intro out there now, but there's actually a part 1 now. Yay! So this part 1 has dragged out a lot, so let's upload this and see how it goes. But I'll be sure to at some point show you the after, if there is an after, because I mean it feels like a great like big deal now what I realized about the books, but the space doesn't look super different yet, so I'm gonna have to see what I'll do. But if once it starts looking different, I'll be sure to show it on camera. Hopefully I will remember to do so. And at this point I'd like to thank you for watching and remind you of the lovely subscription and notification bells and the like button and the comment section, and I hope that I'll see one of those from you. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope you'll be back for the next video, and I'll see you then. And once again, this was Get That Clutter Free with Lea Gill, and I'll see you soon. Bye!